Connect Team volunteers. Have you ever had a bad experience that affected the way you thought about a particular business, product, or even a person? Well, as a member of Grace Church, that is the last thing that you want to hear coming from a first-time guest who has visited one of our campuses. Well, stay tuned because today I want to share with you why the first 11 minutes of a guest experience at our church may be one of the most pivotal steps in their discipleship journey and how you can play an important role in making that happen. Hey guys, today I want to encourage you as a volunteer on our Connect team at one of our campuses. Studies indicate that a first-time guest in our church will make a decision to come back within the first 11 minutes of his or her experience. What this means is that the environment that they encounter speaks to them before our teaching team ever does. Now let me ask you this. How would you react if you showed up to a place of business, their website claimed they were opened, however you found it difficult to locate their establishment, found a sketchy place to park, and when you finally got into the building, not a single employee said a word to you? You'd probably wonder how in the heck they were in business, right? Now let me give you an example of the first 11 minutes and how it came to play in my first visit at Grace Church. In March of 2016, I took my family to visit Grace Church's Anderson campus. Now, I had never been to Grace Church before, let alone this campus, so I did what most people do. I went online to check things out. I made sure that I knew what time the service started, so I had enough time to check my kids into their classrooms and find a place to sit before the service started. I remember that Matt Williams was the teaching pastor for that Sunday, but to this day, I couldn't tell you what he said. What I do remember is meeting James Farnham. After I parked the car and walked a couple yards, James introduced himself to us and walked our family towards the entrance of the church. While we walked, James helped answer some basic questions my wife and I had and pointed out things like where the check-in area for our kids was located, where the entrance to the worship doors were. And as we departed, he shared with us where he might be in the event that we had questions after the service. Impressive, right? What I remember most about James was his intentionality. It wasn't over the top, but authentic and genuine. James actually cared about my experience and the impact it could have on me and my family. Now, my 11-minute story is a reminder of our responsibility, which is to create a welcoming environment and connect people to the mission of our church. This is so important for us as volunteers to wrap our minds around because by knowing this information, it helps us all be on the same page. Imagine every Connect Team volunteer singing from the same song sheet when it comes to the 11 minutes. I believe it will help us not only accomplish our purpose, but guide our decision making, especially when it comes to our role as volunteers. One of the ways that we can continue to be on the same page is by attending a huddle. A huddle is a practical discipleship opportunity that is used to communicate the purpose of Connect Team, build up new leaders, and call people to move. Because huddles are so important for us to be able to carry out the mission of our church, I want to encourage you to do one or two things as a leader. Number one, you need to carve out time to attend a huddle. Okay? Number two, you need to start or lead a huddle. Hopefully you've been able to watch several people lead a huddle, but if you have questions on how to begin, reach out to your Connect Team lead and ask how you can get started. Hey, click right here to go to the next video in this playlist to dive deeper into this topic. Thanks for joining me today and helping me with the mission of creating a welcoming environment for attendees and connecting them to the mission of our church.